Problem with these trains is trying to get them up over the hump yard. Now I only have a 2% grade. When you have steep grades, you have problems. The couplers like to let go. Those diaphragms I installed on the cars, they would bump and jump and derail cars. Bring them through the desert scene here and take a look at a couple things. The first car is a RPO. Did a little time here to make a hook for catching the mail sack. Just cut the door out and manufacture a hook. The baggage car, I cut the door out so we could have guys working in there moving freight around for the next stop. These guys like to leave the doors open a lot. It's Arizona, it's hot. Catch a little breeze. And of course we have what we call a coach. And after the coach, a dining car. Oh, the cook, he's been slaving away in that kitchen. He'd like to throw the door open once in a while and catch a little breeze. It's one of those Western figures. And also in the dining car we got some people seated down having one of those Fred Harvey meals. I started off by ripping out all this track. It was all raised about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch higher than the bench work. I just was trying to get that hump as high as possible for those old cars. You can see the spur here that's been abandoned. A little styrofoam underneath it to build it up to match that old grade. Well, we'll rip that out eventually too. The bench work here for the main yard tracks, that had to be cut loose from the cross pieces and raised up about another inch or so. We used to have about a 3-inch drop. Now we're just talking about a 1-inch drop in grade. I also needed to keep separate grade. I wanted to keep the grade for the main line separate from that of the yard. You know, I want that yard so those cars can coast just right, which means I want to be able to vary the pitch. The main line basically flat through the whole area, just like it was before. In order to do that, I had to get a skill saw out and just rip all the way along there. The whole length. What a mess that was. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a nightmare. There's screws like this here, screws over there. Some of them were underneath the track. I had to pry the track loose or shift the ties around to get those screws out. Man, don't ever put screws underneath your track. What if you want to make a change like this? But it was real important for me to make this change, so I just bit the bullet and went ahead and did it. So I went ahead and I changed out the wheels, trucks and all, on about 1/3 of my rolling stock. This here is a train that still has the old wheel sets. So we'll just get him out of the yard and just show you how the new stuff works. Now this little GP35 is very similar to the one next to it here coming up. And there's a big difference in the pulling power. These old wheel sets, you can pull about 12 cars with that one engine. You put the new wheel sets on and I could probably run about 25 cars with one engine. And yes, I still use it. There's a 2% grade. Hardly even notice it. That's where the peak of the old hump used to be. Everything works nice when you have a real gradual transition between the grades. You know, where you start a grade, the grade stops, a nice smooth transition. All the cars in the yard now have intermountain wheels, with the exception of a couple. I'll cover those when we get into it. There's about 17 cars on that track 1, or sorting tracks, and a few other cars on track number 4. bring out this train here with the 17 cars and release those cars all on the same track so you can see what it takes to fill up a whole track with the new yard. First of all, we got to get permission to leave. We have these turnouts to throw. Now, if you're standing on the track next to this diesel ready to depart, you should be able to see the turnout signal change to dwarfed on the line. Pretty hard to see with this bright light maybe. Let's bring them on out. That one GP35 tow out these 17 cars with just a little bit of throttle. Just keep bringing them up until it clears the yard tower. Then we'll stop our train, start releasing some cars. Well, when I made these changes to the yard, I thought it was a good time to just go ahead and move that little scale house too. Get him on the proper side of the tower so he can weigh those cars before they're released. And the yard tower has been moved slightly downhill, and I put the magnet over here. The idea is to have that magnet right there where the cars just start thinking about uncoupling. Just kind of float and let go. Is to stop that train right there by that magnet. If it didn't let go, give it a little bit of a jerk. Now follow him down. It's going to go all the way to the end. All the way to the end of the track. And he's coming back a little bit. The yard is built in a bowl. This car went all the way up to the end, and I want it to stay up there. Instead, it drifted back. I'll show you what we're doing to try and fix that problem. We started planting some little tufts of grass in here. Get them standing up at just the right length. These are a little stiff right now. The idea is when that car comes up there, supposed to get caught in the grass, just like that. Well, I need to take care of that because I do want those cars to stay there, and I'll show you why. Well, the next car to be released is this box car. Now, there's a faulty coupler on this here pulpwood car, so I thought I'd demonstrate this concept. A lot of you guys don't like those KD magnets. You don't like the false uncoupling. But here's a car that's had a coupling problem. I've not taken care of it yet. So you can manually do it with a toothpick or a skewer or those little tools. Right now it's uncoupled, so I'll nudge that car and let her go, and we'll track it down here in the track. Okay, I'll just manually let this car go. Okay, here we go. We'll follow all the way down and see how she rolls. Nice steady pace. Didn't make it quite to that other car. I have a pulp car that's been hauling load around for about 30 years. Coupler's a little bad on it. It's just stuck in this train here. We'll use it for some demonstration. A little bit of joshing around, maybe we'll get her to go. Smack that car just like the old hump yard. Well, there's a way to fix that, you know. We'll let that car go again. I'm going to do something, a little bit extra work this time. There, I slowed him down. Still a pretty good roller. Just going to hit pretty hard. Well, I have a friend that had a hump yard years ago, about 14 tracks. I know he had a pretty steep grade. He said in all the years that he run cars down that hump yard, he only broke one coupler. So if they hit hard, that doesn't mean you're breaking anything. It just doesn't look very prototypical. To make those cars roll nice and slow, you have to build in a retarder. Here I have a piece of rail as a guardrail. It's real long, it's anchored on this end and also on the other end. It can pivot there. Right in the center we have some linkage built in there, just like a turnout control. I have a wire underneath the layout where I can move that guardrail. See the action? When I pull on the wire, it moves the guardrail away, which means no retarding whatsoever. When I push the wire, I pinch the wheel flags of the car to either stop them or slow them down. The wire from the control comes underneath the layout over to the edge here. You either pull or push on it. Well, a real hump yard would have car scanners. They would know what the commodities are in that car, destination of that car, and also the weight. That way it could figure out what track it has to go on. So the computers manually throw the switches, turnouts to guide the car through the maze of tracks and get it on the right one. You also got to know the rolling characteristics of that car. How fast they're going to go. You don't want them smashing into cars down on cars sitting there on the tracks already. So they have to be slowed down just right. You slow them down too much and they won't roll far enough. So where's that computer here? Well, it's in your noggin. This particular car, from my memory, rolls just about right without retarding it at all. So we're going to let him go. He rolls nice and easy. Almost stopped there for a minute. A little more. The next car rolls a little bit better than the last one, so we'll slow it down just a little bit. See that little hesitation? You need to pick up speed, hit that other car, push them all the way down with the rest of them. I don't have a perfect world here yet. That blue car down there, it would have rolled all the way, except I still have a little problem here. When I messed around with that track,